New at 5, Florida GOP Chair Evan Power is accused of illegally funding his congressional campaign. Another District 2 Republican candidate, Keith Gross, filed a federal complaint against Power. Gross claims Power is abusing his role as state party chair, using the party's resources to boost his campaign. Gross says, quote, "This race should be decided by Republican voters, not rigged behind closed doors," end quote. We did contact Power to get his response to these claims. His campaign says Gross is just trying to distract voters and make headlines. They also say he's, quote, "weaponizing the complaint process to smear an opponent instead of competing on ideas," end quote. The Republican Party of Florida calls Gross's claims baseless and false.